reported by WPLG Local 10. Okay, so there's a man that went into a clothing store in, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Hialeah, Florida. He stole some items and he left the store without being detected by employees. They caught him on video surveillance committing the theft, and the video of it has people wondering how the hell did store employees possibly miss this guy? And so, my question for you is what was it about this robbery that makes you wonder how they missed him?
Not only how do they miss him, but like the way things go nowadays, employees are told flat out, don't get in front of them. I'm wondering now if employees are just kind of like, hey, I'm over here right now. I'm not going to really worry about this side. Just let him go. And the other part of this is it's Florida, so you don't want to be the next big story that comes out of Florida involved in it. So maybe you're just trying to be like, I'm good.
Maybe, but in this case, the reason people are wondering how the hell did not employees supposedly not see him, this guy stole so much shit that he had to drag it out of the store behind him using both hands. And here's a picture from surveillance. Look at that.
Oh no,
He's
no, that's Florida Santa. You didn't know that? Like it is the time of year. That's all he is. He's just getting ready.
How the hell? He stole so much shit. He was stuffing items into the bags that he stole. He was putting stuff down his pants. He had stuff like under his arms, dragging it out there. Nobody noticed. Like, and so I was going to ask you, and you've already kind of said it. Do you think just nobody gave a shit? They're just like, farewell, have fun?
It has to be because I'm tired just looking at that picture. Like dragging that much stuff behind me, I don't make it to the door. I'm asking for help halfway through the store. But like that dude, and to be fair, that dude looks like he's a little big. Like the tattoos of the forearm. I'm like, you know what, brother? Whatever you need to do, just take it with you. I'm good. I'm good over here.
I love to know his thought process. Like he's thinking, I'm going to go into this store and I'm going to steal 50,000 purses and I'm just going to stroll out the front door. So he's probably whistling as he did it. You know what I mean?
I mean, if he's on Tinder, he's making all kinds of bucks, like one for every date. That's what it is. And that's the other thing too. Like he's not. It isn't like he's picking for himself. He's absolutely picking for everybody else. So what you're going in there, you're risking your livelihood to walk out with what? A ton of purses?
Yeah, maybe he's an eBayer.
I can see that absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it? Facebook Marketplace, all kinds
Right.
of great things nowadays.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
the next Gary V. We just don't know it yet.
Maybe that's how Gary Vee got started.
Yeah.
That's the dirty little secret we don't know.
There's no buy lower than free. So
So every story that we do, I try to ask a question that's somehow related to it. And so my question for you with this one, are you the type, if you have a lot of shit to carry, are you the type that will make multiple trips because you want to make it easier on yourself? Or are you the type that you're going to try to stack things up? You're going to load up every finger. You're going to put stuff under your arms. You're going to do what you can to get it all out there in one shot.
I will make sure that my fingers are bloody purple grapes to make sure that I have every single bag. The thing around here is where I live, they just changed where they're not allowed to do plastic bags anymore. It's paper bags. So now
Ah.
stacking those up or trying to like poke a hole. I don't know if anyone's ever tried this. You can poke finger holes in the side of like paper bags. And if you're really careful, carry them, but it's nothing like, old school, grocery bags. But no, I want one trip every time, nothing else.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Like I'm the guy. If I go to the store with my wife, I basically tell her when we get home, load me up, and I basically just hold out all my fingers like that. I'm totally with you. Yeah.
And she tried, and the other part of this is she'll try to pick stuff up, and I'm like, no, go open the door. I have all of this. The back of this SUV. This is mine. Go do the door. I'll be fine. And as I'm tripping going up the stairs to the door, I realize I've made a huge mistake.
We're on the same wavelength. You and
Yeah.
I. We're on the same page. Let's go on to story number 6, reported by Auto Evolution. And I didn't know that this was a crime, but it does make sense, So, police in Asti, Italy, they announced the completion of what they called Operation Little Horse, which resulted in the arrest of a 26-year-old man who is the owner and driver of a red Ferrari F430. And we got a pic of the car. Here's a pic of the Ferrari. There it is.
Damn.
Right there. Yeah, there it is right there. So my question for you is, why did police arrest this guy?
Obviously jealousy. It's 100% jealousy. You're driving around in probably a motor scooter, maybe a moped in Italy for their police. They went over and went, "Oh, come on, man. One knows that you're coming with me." And the guy probably behind the wheel going, "Yeah, I get it. I'm good."
10 years for jealousy is what this
10
guy's going
years.
to get. Yeah. Well, the reality is the reason that he was arrested, that is not a Ferrari. That is a Toyota MR2 coupe that he modified to make it look like a Ferrari. And here is a pic of the Toyota MR2 coupe. So that is a pic of the car that he actually has. He put logos and badges on it. He put the front and rear hood, the rims, the wheel arches, and other parts from a Ferrari onto the Toyota to make it look like a Ferrari. It's considered trademark infringement, especially if he tries to sell it. And of course, they're in Italy, and Ferrari is an Italian car, so they're not fucking around. The pic that Joel just put up right there, that shows you some of the stuff that he modified on his Toyota. So you can see the wheel and you can see the badges and you can see the logos and you put all that shit on the Toyota to make it look like a Ferrari. What do you think? Do you think like A for effort or do you like what do you think? Maybe like little dick syndrome? What do you think what do you think the situation?
That's a work of art. Like that's one of those things you're pulling down the street, you're like, man, I'm ready to go. And you turn and you go, holy shit, there's a Ferrari next to me. Like that's a perfect pass off. And it's beautiful, that bright red color. Like 100%. This dude should be somewhere like the Louvre fixing things. Like, he shouldn't be in jail in Italy.
What about if he's at a light and somebody wants to race him and he knows that he's got the guts of a Toyota? You know what I mean?
I mean, 100%. You gear that thing. You do the old school. See if the cop's up there, and when you see the cop up there, you gear it up. You put it in neutral, and then you do what I forget what movie it was. It's like an '80s movie. He jams it in reverse and goes backwards while the other guy flies by the cop. Backwards at about 5 miles an hour, mind you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, good for him. I don't know how much time he's going to get, but I can understand, especially in Italy, they're not going to screw around with a brand like Ferrari. It kind of makes sense. My question for you with this one, have you ever modified anything to make it look like something else? Could be anything. Have you ever modified anything?
The thing is, I've never been a visual artistic type. I've always been like engineering, like that kind of stuff. Like I've modified computers at times, but like I've never gone so far as to be like, listen, I've got this, piece of shit. And what I'd really like to make it look like is the Mona Lisa. And, maybe I pour it on something. I've never had that talent, unfortunately. But this dude, they should put him to work in prison. Like, some people make like license plates.
Uh-huh.
He should literally be making cars for Ferrari out of prison.
In prison.
Yeah, for sure.
What about the people that like if they buy the watch on Canal Street in New York? You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely, yeah. That's 20 not a Rolex.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So because I've always been the type, so I don't wear watches anymore. But when I did, when I was younger and cared more, I'd be very straight up. If I had a Breitling and it was from Canal Street, I'd say I got this on Canal Street.
Yeah, 100% be like, listen, this is a Rofex. Like, I fully understand. I get it. No, like, and the funny thing is, and whenever you show it off, you're like, yeah, look at my Rofex over here. Like, you're never like, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.